Hi everybody, welcome back to Darlingbrough Model Railway. My name's Richard. Just wanted to take a bit of time out of my regular weekly posts, post a little extra video really. What I've been doing is I've been getting quite a few comments on like various platforms, for example the YouTube channel, some through like Facebook, that sort of thing. And basically I just wanted to take a little time out, go through some of the comments with you and sort of basically respond to them really. So the first comment I've received recently is from Ian Douglas. He asked, I may have missed it, but how have you got the power to the shed please? Thank you very much Ian for the question. It's actually a very good comment because it made me realise that although I've went through how I've built the shed and the whole layout, I've not actually discussed how I power it. Basically what I do is I've got a 20-metre reel of cable, which basically I just plug in at the house, reel it down to the end of the garden and bring it into the shed and then plug everything in. Good thing is it's very flexible because I can do it whenever I need and then just wind it up at the end of the night when I'm finished. It's got 4 sockets on it, which at the moment is plenty for me because I only use a couple really, one for the lights, one for the trains, and then if I'm building anything, 1 or 2 for the power tools that I'm using in the shed. It's a very cheap way of doing it. I think it cost me about £20 from B&M. I have looked into getting electrics fitted in the shed, you know, something a bit more permanent. That would have involved getting an electrician to come in, which obviously would have been a lot more expensive. And I'll be honest, at the moment I don't really have the financial budget for that, so if I did have that sort of money I'd probably want to look at spending it elsewhere. So thank you very much Ian, good question, excellent. Another comment I received was from Paul Sheedy. He had said, hello Richard, very interesting experiment using roofing felt, especially with its texture and colour benefits. I wonder if you could have used an oil-based glue rather than a water-based PVA due to its inherent water-repellent properties. As far as next projects are concerned, my own experience has been to ensure that the track work is performing to your requirements before going too far on scenics. Chadwick Charlie's latest did a great piece on blocking out your area with test pieces to see how it would look. Living with something for a while really does show up its faults, or so the wife says. Thanks very much for that, Paul. Yes, I'll have to agree with you. I think my missus says something very similar about putting up with something for too long. Yes, the scenic or the felt that I put underneath the tracks, I used PVA, as obviously I showed you in the video. I hadn't really thought about the kind of properties of the felt. However, what I have found is that, to be fair, it's actually sticking really well. What I also did is I've pinned down the corners using a staple gun as well, just to give it a bit of extra support there. I did see Chadwick's latest video on blocking things out, and yes, I think that obviously my priority will be to get the track up and running, get some loops going, get the sort of fiddle yard or the shunting yard up and running first, before I build any scenery. However, I do like the idea of kind of putting things in place so you can see what it will look like before you obviously commit to it. Behind me, this is a full section, which is one I built before I actually started the shed. Now, this looks quite complicated. However, the track work is literally 2 pieces of track that go straight up and down, so it's not really too much of an issue just to connect it up there. Christopher Wadsworth contacted me, or left a comment on the video regarding the connecting the power to the drawbridge section. He said it's better to use the side of the soldering iron on the heat shrink and not a naked flame. Thank you very much, Chris. I'll be honest, I didn't realise that, so next time I use the heat shrink I will be trying that with the soldering iron rather than using a naked flame. So thank you very much for the tip there, I do appreciate it. I had a comment from Sparky107107 in relation to my video about more money saving tips. He said, wow, lots of cool tips here. I like the paintbrush one for sure. I posted this video on my Facebook page. Thank you very much, Sparky. I really appreciate it. Obviously, if you do have any videos that you like, by all means, share them with anyone that you are interested in. I am looking to obviously build my viewership and have more people liking and subscribing and following my videos. Brilliant. Really appreciate it, and I'm glad that you enjoyed the tips. Thank you very much. I had a couple of really nice comments from New Image Prop Replicas. They said, great channel and content. I think you're a true modeller and nice to see you make your own things for minimum money. They also went on to say, brilliant, your model railway content is spot on and we like your humour too. Wow, thank you very much for the comment there. Really appreciate it. It actually really made my day. To call me a true modeller really kind of inspired me to continue what I was doing. I hope that you do pick up a lot of the tips, and I'm glad someone likes my humour, because my missus, she just every time I make a joke, so yeah, appreciate it, really do. I also had another really nice comment from Tony at the Heritage Line as well. He actually commented a few weeks ago and posted a video on his own channel about this layout and about sort of wiring it up, which I've been watching that and kind of picking up tips. Thank you very much, Tony. He says, hi Richard, I'm really enjoying watching your scenic techniques. It takes me back to what I call old school modelling, when you just actually look about the house and use it in your projects. A lot cheaper than some of today's products, but just as effective. I also remember using a technique which is used on an open frame layout, where you use chicken wire as your foundation, then build layers of paper mache over it and plaster accordingly. By any chance were you into wargaming as well, as the techniques you used are for tabletop pieces? Thank you very much again, Tony. I do really appreciate the comments, and also the fact that you actually took a lot of time and effort to make a video on your own channel about how to wire up this layout here. I really do appreciate it. With regards to the wargaming, I've never actually played it, unfortunately. It's something that I have been interested in looking into, and some of my friends have kind of said that they were going to arrange a sort of night where they invite me over, but for some reason for the last year and a half or so, no one's really been up for doing that. Not quite sure why. No one's interested in going out for some reason, but who knows. But yes, but saying that, I do watch a lot of wargaming technique videos, terrain sort of producing videos. For example, Geek Gaming, Mel at the Terrain Tutor there, Black Magic Crafts as well. There's a lot of sort of really good techniques that I believe goes kind of hand in hand when it comes to model railways as well, so that works really well. And yeah, as I say, I do try and keep the budget down wherever possible. Basically I'm a bit tight when it comes to money, because I don't have a lot of it to spend on the layout, so I do like to kind of try and use old school techniques, as you say, recycle and reuse whatever you can when possible. With regards to the chicken wire, I've never actually tried it myself. I do believe it would be a really good method to try, especially if you're using it on like a large hill or a mountain range, for example. Maybe it's a video that I will be producing in the future. I'll give it a go. I'd like to give a big shout out this week to Theresa May Benson, who has watched a few of the videos that I've produced recently. Basically, she posted on one of the Facebook groups that I'm a member of, and she was planning on building a sort of small mountain, and she was looking for some sort of ideas and hints and tips and stuff. So I kind of gave her some ideas and stuff based on the recent videos that I've created, and she's actually took some of that advice on board, and she's created a few little test pieces similar to what I did a couple of weeks ago, and I must admit they've actually come out really well. Here's some pictures of them, as you can see, and to be honest, you wouldn't know that these are just test pieces from a novice who's just began creating terrain. You would actually think that that's something that somebody has created that has been making terrain for quite a long time. So Theresa, you have really done a really good job there. Keep up the good work. Obviously, if you are planning on doing any kind of new techniques or anything, by all means, make a little test piece first, as I've discussed with you, and then go on to your larger projects. And also keep posting stuff that you know you've made as well. So keep it up the good work. I had a little short comment from Sparky107. He liked the post I made, the little bloopers, and he said, laugh, burn the shed down if you see a spider that size in Australia. Yeah, you've got to be careful in Australia. Don't go near any big spiders, because they'll probably kill you, without joking, because they're deadly. But yeah, he thought that was quite funny. So that's, as I say, the comments that I've received recently. Obviously I have received other ones as well. What I do try and do is respond to all of my comments personally. So if you do leave a comment on, especially on the YouTube channel, I do get an alert, and obviously I will try and respond to it personally. What you can do is, obviously, as well as leaving me a comment on YouTube, there is various other methods that you can use to contact me as well. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and also I've got the website as well, and you can email me as well. So don't forget, get in contact, leave your comments, leave anything. Ideally keep it either positive or, if you have got something to say, constructive criticism, please. So don't just rather slag me off, because to be honest, YouTube does a good job of kind of deleting comments that aren't particularly nice. So I don't even have to do that. Thanks again. As I say, leave comments, leave feedback, by all means like and subscribe, and keep watching as well, because I will be posting a lot more videos, and a very interesting video coming up as well, but I'll tell you more about that soon. In the meantime, don't forget to watch these other videos here, and keep watching, and I'll see you again on Friday.